Prophet Paul, can you read for them Matthew 18:28?
18.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
28:18. Sorry, Matthew 28:18. Read for them,
28:18.
please.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please read it for them.
No worries. 28:18.
Hold on, just brother Muslims, please wait for him to read this verse, and then you can comment, please. I beg you.
Of course. I'll listen.
Came and spoke to them.
Thank you.
All authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. Go therefore and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching
Thank
them
you.
to observe all things that I have
Wait.
commanded
So then, cool. Go on, finish.
you. Teaching them to observe all things that I have commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even to the end of the age.
So my question
Thank
is,
you.
Jesus is 100% God then?
Yes.
Yes.
That verse.
Thank you,
that
brother.
verse-
Spot on.
Wait. I'm
Spot on.
asking your question. Don't.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's all right.
I just said yes. He is.
Ask.
100% God. So then, please
Yes.
pull up Mark 11:13. Why did he not know? Wait.
That's why you
Pull out myself.
can't
Hold on.
understand. Oh, go ahead.
If Jesus is 100% God, that means he's omniscient, right? All powerful, omniscient, omnibenevolent,
Yeah.
so on, so on. So
In his
so on,
divine,
so forth.
Absolutely.
divine nature, yes,
So
he
on,
is.
so
Not
forth.
in the human nature, but yes.
Why didn't Jesus know if there was fruit on the fig tree? He's 100% God, right? How do you not know if there was fruit on the fig tree? Mark 11:13. That don't make any sense. I asked you.
He does know. Where in the text does it say Jesus did not know?
That
Hang on.
means
Where in
omniscience.
the
How do you
text
not
does
know?
it say Jesus was ignorant, right, of fig trees being on the tree? And why would Jesus curse the tree? What for? If this was a thing of ignorance and he did not know, A, why would he curse the tree, right? And B, where in the text does it actually say Jesus didn't know, he was a little bit silly, he went to the fig tree and expecting fruit to be on it, so he felt
Seen in the distance a fig tree
Where
in
does it
leaf.
actually say?
He went to find out it had any fruit. When he reached it, he
Right.
found nothing but leaves.
Right.
What is that?
Wait,
What does that not
you
say?
So
keep
what did he
using
do
that
after?
verse, right?
He saw in the
What did he
distance
do
a
after
fig
it?
tree. He thought there was fruit there. He went there. There was no fruit.
Where does it say? No, hang on. Where does it say? Where does it say he thought there was fruit there, but really there wasn't because he just didn't know. He was a little
Seeing
bit
in the
silly.
distance a fig tree.
Yeah.
He went to find out if it had any fruit. If it had any fruit.
Okay, so there was no fruit
What does
on
that
it.
mean?
Then what happened? Hang on, and then what happened after that?
And then when he reached, he found nothing but leaves
And then what?
because it was not the season for figs.
Okay, but then what?
Then he said to the tree, may no one ever eat fruit from you again. And his disciples heard him say that.
So he cursed the tree, right? Why would he do
What
that?
does that prove? What does this prove?
But why would he do that? Why would he actually go to the tree?
It doesn't
Hang on, why
disprove
would
my
he go to
point.
the tree expecting fruit?
Yeah.
Expecting
Wait,
fruit on it?
let me help you out with that. Let me help you out with that.
Yeah.
Let me help you guys out with that.
My point
That
still
fig
stands.
tree was a parable. Wait, let me help you. It was a parable, right? And then it was a parable of Jesus talking about the believers, how he gives us a chance. The fig tree, when he went there for it to produce
Where did
fruit,
it say this?
is when he's coming back to collect his people. If you do not produce fruit, if you do not do the will of the Father, then you are caused going to hell. It was a parable, so I don't know why you're using that
where did
saying
it say it was a
Jesus
parable?
was ignorant.
But
Okay,
Crollo,
did you read?
why did Jesus curse the tree? What for? Is it because he felt silly and he just wanted to pretend that really he... Why would he curse the tree? What for?
I'll give you the answer, Paul. Because he didn't get what he wanted from the tree. And
you.
if you say that he was just a man with the flesh thing, where did his divinity go? Like you guys say he's fully divine on earth
Exactly.
and
Fully
also
God.
fully God.
100% God.
Brother, where in
Fully
the text
divine
does it
parts
say...
But
Hang on,
didn't
hang
know
on.
if there was
out
a
of the
fruit
window
on a
for
fig
that
tree.
part.
But didn't know if there was a fruit on a
Where in
fig
the
tree.
text
Come on
does it
now.
say that Jesus was
That's
ignorant,
mad.
he did not know that there was no fruit
No.
on the tree?
Wait.
Hold on.
Common knowledge.
One at a time, brothers. Calm down. Come on. Let's have a normal discussion.
Hey, Paul.
Okay.
How you doing?
Please.
We're gonna calm down, bro. Assalamu alaikum, Asim.
Yes, Eid Mubarak for everyone
Assalamu alaikum,
today.
brother.
And today. Yes, so,
Eid Mubarak, Akhi.
brother, where in the text does it say that he did not know that there were no that there was no figs in the tree, so he cursed it because he felt a little bit silly, right? Where does it say that?
It's common knowledge because
Very common.
when
It's,
you
it's,
live there,
it's easy to understand.
knowledge.
He,
It's not,
the
it's
text
not,
itself
He-
says
One at a time,
thought
brothers.
there was-
Come on. One at
he
a
thought there
time.
was- he thought-
Ahmed, listen,
Let
listen,
Ahmed speak. Sure.
listen to what happened. Jesus went to the fig tree expecting that tree bear fruit for him, right, at that very moment. But because the tree did not bear any fruit for him, you could pretty much say that the tree was disobedient. He cursed the tree. So this is not a matter of being ignorant, doesn't know, or anything like that, right?
Wait.
You understand? And then, what Dave said is true, because that tree became a parable. It became a symbol of the children of Israel, in that they look like they're good, they look nice and religious, they got nice green leaves, but they're bearing no fruit. And just as Jesus cursed a tree that bore no fruit for him, the children of Israel will be cursed for not bearing the fruits of God. You understand? This has got nothing to do with ignorance, nothing to do with he doesn't know. Because if Jesus went to the tree and he found no fruit on it, he would have sat there and thought, oh, sorry, I feel a little bit silly. I'm feeling a bit hungry. I'll just go to the next tree. He didn't, but he stood in front of the tree and he cursed it, right?
okay.
He said, may you never bear fruit ever, because you did not bear fruit for the Son of God. He expected fruit. The tree was disobedient. It didn't bear any fruit for him. He cursed it. You understand?
Yeah, okay. Let's go with your parable, okay? And your God was expecting goodness from some people. When he didn't get the goodness, he cursed them. That means that he didn't know that they were going to do good. It's actually going against you. He was expecting your God.
That's right.
He didn't know.
Expectation.
Oh my
There
God,
was an
that's
expectation.
blasphemous.
You understand? No, it's not blasphemous. It's holy. It's godly, right? God expects you, Ahmed, to bear fruit for him. And if you don't, you go to the Jahim, you go to Jahannam. You understand?
He doesn't expect.
Right?
My God doesn't expect nothing from me.
He doesn't expect nothing
without
from you.
him.
Okay. He doesn't expect
Yes, he doesn't expect nothing from me.
He doesn't
was
expect
perfect.
Brother.
No.
He doesn't expect sujood. He doesn't expect taqwa. He doesn't expect. No, he doesn't expect it.
No.
Oh, look, what
No,
are you
he
doing?
doesn't expect that. It's all for my own goodness.
You know what
For
I
my
mean?
own goodness.
No, brother.
Without Allah.
You see, this is the problem, right? That's why Jesus said he died on the cross for us so that no one will boast. But here you are boasting, say it's of your own
I'm not
goodness.
boasting.
Allah does not expect it from you.
I'm not boasting.
No,
I'm
it's
showing
literally
actually the
boasting.
strength of my God and the weaknesses of your God. Your God
No,
expects
you said he does
Where's
not
the
expect
weaknesses of our
anything
God?
from you.
expects
It's from your own goodness, right?
How is that a weakness?
It's me who expects something from him, not the other way around.
That the tree was disobedient to Christ. The tree was there showing its leaves off, like it's very, very fruitful, showing off. Okay.
Where did it say it was
so
showing off his leaves, bro? Don't. Why are you adding things? It didn't say that.
Hang on. Okay, tree.
I'll read it again.
And showing
Seeing
itself
this is a
off.
fig tree.
Give
You
me
went
the
to-
fruit, right?
Where did
No
it say it
fruits.
was showing off his
Christ
leaves?
cursed it. Yeah. But Ahmed,
just-
why didn't Jesus go to the tree? Hang on. Why didn't Jesus go to the tree, not find any fruit, and say, oh, silly me. I didn't know. I forgot that it wasn't the season for figs. I'll just move to the apple tree. Maybe I'll get an apple from that because I'm feeling hungry. Why did he go to the tree? What for?
Okay, actually, this parable goes against you, and I showed you why. My God, I am slave to him. He doesn't expect nothing from me.
No, he doesn't.
What I do
Wow.
is submit to him and what he says. Because in the Quran says, فَلِلَّهِ الْحَمْدُ رَبِّ السَّمَاوَاتِ رَبِّ الْأَرْضِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. He didn't expect nothing from us because everything وَلَهُ الْكِبْرِيَاءُ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَالسَّمَاوَاتِ. To him belongs the glory of this world, everything. So he doesn't need
Yeah,
from
so
us.
doesn't he expect the glory to come to him?
Yes, he
No,
doesn't need nothing from us.
yeah, I think Ahmed. I think
We submit to him. We are the one who expect things from him, not him expecting something from us.
Ahmed, brother. I think the word expect. I think the word expect. Maybe we're using it different. Maybe you have different meaning or understanding of the word expect. I think I'm.
Your parable says that. You said
They use in the
expect.
Quranic perspective. They don't come out of the box. They will never. You never see them coming
No,
out
no,
of.
no.
My Allah said,
Some
the Quran is the criterion for what's wrong and right. So I will in fact use the Quran.
No, actually, the Quran says that the Tawrat is the criterion as
Totally
well.
wrong. That's why I'm saying it's totally wrong because it's not applicable.
Yeah. So Ahmed, I think the word expect. I think you and I are using it different, and you're probably not understanding the way I'm using expect. Um, I think I think that's where our breakdown in communication is, bro. I think that's what it is. It's the word expect. So let's not get bogged down on the word expect. Let me use a different word, right? The fact is that the tree is meant to bear fruit for Christ, and because it did not bear fruit for Christ, he cursed it. Okay, it was disobedient to him. You understand?
Okay, one simple thing. Okay? So if Jesus is God, okay, God created everything. Why couldn't he command the fig tree to say bear fruit? Then that would be problem solved, right?
He could, right? And that's pretty much
Fully
what
man,
the story
fully man,
implies.
fully God.
Hang in there, Asim. And that's what the story implies. Because when he said that he went to the fig tree to get figs from it, it's because he did command it to do it. And it didn't. It disobeyed. So he
They
cursed.
don't understand what a parable is. A parable is something that is meant to happen. If Jesus wanted to use a parable with a tree that had fruit, he would use a tree that had fruit. But he used a tree that doesn't bear fruit so that it will be an example. A parable is like an example.
Exactly. But the
Okay.
thing is, but the thing is we can't deny the reality of it, is that when Jesus went to the tree, that tree is meant to bear fruit for him. Yeah, it's meant to bear fruit for him, but it didn't. It was disobedient. So it was showing off its leaves like it's a nice religious tree. It's like it's bearing fruit. You know what I mean? And when Jesus went there, he's like, all right, show off tree. Give me the fruit that you're showing off. It had no fruit. So he cursed it.
What fruit?
You know what I'm saying?
But that parable actually goes against you because your God in the end was disappointed. He was disappointed. My God doesn't get disappointed. So it actually goes against everything goes against your God.
I think
Bro,
it does.
it's a parable. It's a parable.
But he was
why is
disappointed and he
parable?
cursed the tree and the fruits and everything.
No, he cursed the tree because the tree was not obedient to him. It's meant to give him fruit. When he comes to it, it better give him fruit. And if it doesn't, he cursed it. And that's why, as Dave said, it became a parable for the children of Israel. If you are going to sit there and show off like you're all religious, you've got taqwa, you've got nice green leaves, where's the fruit? Yeah. If you're not going to be bearing fruit, you're going to be cursed just like this tree. So, yes, it is a parable, right? But we can't deny the reality of it. But let's go with this, right? Let's pretend you are correct. Jesus is not God. Let's just pretend that. The story, even if he wasn't God, it still doesn't mean that Jesus did not know that the tree had no fruit on it, right? So even a mere human
So
being,
he'll waste his own time.
you understand? Even a mere human being knows
He'll waste his own time.
that there would be no fruit on it and just wouldn't even walk to it in the
But
first place.
he's God and he's 100% God.
Let me help them. Let me help them read the passage, right, so that they will
That doesn't
understand.
make any sense.
And
Why would
here-
God waste his own time? This is what I fail to understand.
Let me-
It just doesn't make any sense.
No, but
What you're
where's the
Let
waste
me
of
read
time?
the passage for you.
Where's the waste of time? I don't understand where the waste of time is.
So he will go to a tree that he knows doesn't have any fruit for no reason.
So,
but the passage,
so
but look,
No,
the passage,
does that make any sense?
passing, the
That's like
reading
saying,
doesn't make sense.
That's
Look,
like
look,
saying,
it's a parable. Look at the parable. It doesn't, the reading itself
don't
doesn't
have
make
no
sense.
drink, I still
Okay.
go to the shop.
The next day, as they were
he
leaving,
went to the tree. He went to the tree because the tree was meant to be bearing him fruit, but it didn't. It was disobedient. You understand?
no, but that doesn't make sense. The whole context doesn't make sense, right? The next day,
Yeah,
as
let
they
me
were
read the
leaving
verse for
Bethany,
you so that you understand.
Jesus was hungry. Jesus was hungry. So he's not saying this is a parable, because obviously then this is very complicated. This Bible is how would he look? Because it doesn't mention anything else. It says as they were leaving Bethany, Jesus was hungry. So where does that imply Israel? So do you understand? Then he he saw a fig tree in the distance, and then he went to it. That still doesn't imply Israel.
Thank you, brother.
If you know what a parable is, you know it's
I know
implying
a
to
parable.
someone else. It's
I know
not
exactly what a parable,
implying
but
to that
the
actual
parable
person.
So he was
explains within the
hungry,
parable.
he
It
went to a
explains
fig
something
tree,
like
he thought there would be fruit, and there was no fruit.
Crollo, but Crollo, where does it
How?
say in the text that Jesus was ignorant? He did not know
Those are two
that there was
oxymorons, bro.
no
For
was no
God, bro.
fruit on.
How can God be
Where does it
hungry,
say
and
that?
how can God not know everything? That's two oxymorons for
In
God.
his humanity?
Does that, you know what I mean?
Hang on. First of all, the text.
Hey.
Hang on. First of all, the text doesn't even imply that Jesus was ignorant about fruit being on the tree, right? It doesn't. It doesn't even hint it. You understand? And the second thing is that yes, human beings get hungry. Jesus became flesh, and the Word became flesh.
But I asked
Nothing
you if
wrong
he
with that.
was
It's not a
100%
sin.
God, and you said he was 100%
Yeah.
God. So why did he not know?
He is.
See,
God. Now,
going back
Crollo,
and
Crollo,
forth. We're going back and
brother.
forth.
I want to use, brother. I want to use your very standard. Your very standard. Yani, if Jesus is ignorant about something, then he cannot be God. Are we on the same page?
Yes.
Okay, great. Let's use the very
That's
same
not what I said.
standard.
I'll be wrong.
Hang on. Let's use the very same standard on Allah in the Quran. Because if he's ignorant about anything, then he cannot be God.
I didn't say
Surah
this.
Al Imran. Hang on. Surah Al Imran, ayah 142. What does it say? أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما يعلم الله الذين جاهدوا منكم ويعلم الصابرين. Did you think you will enter into paradise? ولما يعلم الله. Allah does not know.
What
He's
verse? What
ignorant. 140.
No, that's not what it says.
Yes, it
verse? Verse.
No, it doesn't, brother.
Yes, it does.
Verse.
It actually says, huh?
Verse.
142. 142.
Say nothing. Say nothing.
Yep. All right. So if that's the criteria you want to use, Jesus did not know something.
Okay.
Therefore, he is not God.
How about we read the full ayah? Okay?
And who
How
was
about
that?
you think he will enter?
Exactly. You need to get context. You can't just read one ayah
truly
and
struggled for his cause and patiently endured. Yes. Is this the verse you're talking about?
Which one?
Do you think you will enter paradise without Allah proving which of you would truly struggled for his cause and patiently endured? So the different translations, but
that's right. That is the English corrupted translation.
No, it's not.
corrupt.
Because we can change which translation do you want? Because these brothers here, speak Arabic.
It's Arabic. That's the best translation, which is very clear. God is ignorant. He does not know who are.
Where did he say God is ignorant?
Do you think?
He does not know who they are, right? That's the Arabic. In the English, I want you to read Pickfall and I want you to read Shakir. Those two translations. Not the.
That is you cherry picking what translation to use, right? So that makes no sense.
I want you to read the Arabic. I want you to
explain one thing. Explain one thing. Explain one thing to me first, right? If you guys can cherry pick what to use, okay? Like, so for example, you know when you translate from yes.
So I'm just on the verse and I'm like trying to hit.
Yeah, that's all right, bro. That's all right. What does ya'lama mean?
It said and made evident.
No, it doesn't. Ya'lama means to know, right? Walamma ya'lama means to not know. He does not know. You understand?
What? I can't
Okay,
wait. Let me
you
let
have
me go another
Yusuf
Quran
Ali.
app.
Okay,
Let me go another Quran app. Don't worry.
Explain what does Allah not know in this verse.
He does not know the forbidden, and
He's
neither does he know
posing
the.
a question to the
Yeah.
ummah. He's posing a question to the ummah. He's not saying he doesn't know.
Yeah.
No, it's saying that he doesn't know.
No, it's a
He's
question.
reminding them.
Yes, he's
What's
posing a
gonna-
question. But look, Paul
He's
is very
reminding
simple.
the people that
Yeah.
going to Jannah is not for a joke. It's not something that's free. You have to
Ahmad,
prove yourself. That's what he's telling the people.
Ahmad, brother, do you know the thing? Do you know about when all the souls were collected, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked them, "Do you want to go to earth as a test? Do you all agree?" And all the souls said yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So explain that to him, because I have to go. But if you explain that, that explains everything about the Quran, right? It explains everything about why Allah's asking the question to the believers and non-believers, that you think that you will enter Jannah without being tested. Every soul will be tested.
Yeah. Okay. Just because
everyone will be tested. Do you think you will enter Jannah without being tested?
Cool.
Sorry, this verse is in context.
Cool. When you
I'll read one to you. Hang on. If afflicted you, know that a wound like it has afflicted the unbelieving people. We bring
sorry to cut you off.
so that Allah may know. Okay, meaning he didn't know, and now he needs to know, right? So that Allah may know those who believe and take witness from among you, and Allah does not love the unjust. وَلِيَعْلِمَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَيَتَّخِذَ مِنْكُمْ شُهَدَاءَ وَلِيَعْلِمَ اللَّهُ, so that Allah may know. He brings these wounds on you so that as a test, so he can find out, because he's ignorant, yeah? He doesn't know which one of you is going to be a shaheed.
In Islamic tradition, in Islam, what does it say? That the books have been written and the ink is dry. So everything that's going to happen is being written. Okay, it's known. So we don't believe that there's no time concept for time only exists for us, and this test is only for us. And we can't grasp the concept of time, because the next life, when we pass away, the life that is going to be in the grave, that is longer than anything you'll know, right? So, and then different stages.
What we're doing here, and I think I've proven my point, right? That the point that I'm proving here is that if you are to say that Jesus is not God because apparently he was ignorant about fig trees on the fruit, which is not what the text is saying, if that is your criteria of who is God and who is not God, then Allah of the Quran is not God, because it clearly says that he's ignorant and that he does not know.
You're conflating two issues here. Right? So because so basically we're reading exactly the text what it says. If you read exactly what the Quran says, then there's no issue. But when you manipulate the translation, we're not manipulating anything. We're reading exactly word for word what the Bible is saying, and he's saying it's a parable, but within a parable it would explain itself.
I'm reading it word for word in the Quran, word for word, even in the language that it was revealed, right?
Yes.
أدخلوا الجنة ولما يعلم الله الذين جاهدوا
posing a question within the text. It's posing a question to the.
That's what it actually says. And if you go and these tafsir, and if you were to have a look at Sheikh Uthman as well, they have to sit there and try to explain this. They say, how
no one needs to explain it. Well, do you know when you have a tafsir, okay? When you have a tafsir, you stick to one tafsir, okay? But do you know, what I'm not just saying about you, but a lot of these non-Muslims, what they like to do is like to cut and paste, right? So they say, we'll pick this hadith, we'll pick this tafsir, we'll pick this, we'll push it all together, and that's not how it works. If you want to be consistent, consistently.
I'm not copying and pasting.
Okay, Paul.
Then use it, right? Then use it. You can't cut and paste translations. You can't say this. We're going to use this translation.
Translation. I'm reading it to you in the Arabic, right?
Stick to Yusuf Ali. That's the one that majority people use. Okay.
Once again, I will clarify for him. And Paul, what does لا يعلم mean?
Does not know.
Okay, in this verse, if let's go with your perspective, it will have said it أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما ليس يعلم Allah, as you are saying, but it doesn't say that. أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما يعلم الله. يعلم الله. That's what it says. It doesn't say ولما لا يعلم الله الذين. It doesn't say that.
That's
So
grammatically.
it's actually we are manipulating the Arabics. I can do the same, but the verse it's not saying what you are imposing.
I'll give you an example in the Quran where the word lamma is actually used in this particular context. It's in أم حسبتم تدخلوا الجنة وما يعلم
Mubarak. Okay, so inshallah, I'll speak to you another time. Okay.
Say brother, sin God bless you, bro. أم حسبتم
First, bro.